My dad made me record my mom's phone calls when I was 6 to prove she was cheating on him. My dad made me record my mom's phone calls when I was 6 to prove she was cheating on him. He gave me this tiny recorder and showed me how to hide it under the kitchen table whenever she talked to anyone. I thought it was a game at first, like playing spy. I didn't know I was destroying my own family. The first recording was my mom talking to grandma about grocery shopping. Dad listened with headphones, taking notes. "Good job, buddy," he said, ruffling my hair. "You're helping daddy catch the bad guys." I felt proud. I was 6 and thought I was a detective. But then came the recording that changed everything. Mom was crying on the phone to her sister about how scared she was, how dad had been getting angrier. I handed dad the recorder like always, expecting praise. Instead, his face went dark. He stormed into the kitchen where mom was making dinner. "So you think I'm the problem?" he screamed, waving the recorder. Mom's face went white when she saw it. She looked at me standing in the doorway, and I'll never forget the betrayal in her eyes. "You made our son spy on me?" she whispered. Dad grabbed her wrist so hard she dropped the spatula. That night, I heard them fighting through the walls. Mom was sobbing, begging him to stop involving me. The next morning, mom had a bruise on her arm and wouldn't look at me during breakfast. I didn't understand why she was mad at me when I was just helping dad. The recordings got worse. Dad made me hide the device everywhere, in her purse, under her car seat, even in the bathroom. Every conversation became evidence. When she called her friend about feeling trapped, dad cut off her phone. I was the weapon he used to destroy her privacy, her friendships, her escape routes. I started having nightmares. When I tried to tell dad I didn't want to do it anymore, he'd get that scary, quiet voice. "You want to protect mommy from the bad men, don't you? This is how we keep her safe." I was 6. I believed him. Then I went to my friend Jake's house. His parents were talking in the kitchen, laughing together. No one was hiding. No one was recording. When Jake's mom hugged his dad and said she loved him, I felt something break inside me. This was what normal looked like. I came home and found mom packing a suitcase. When she saw me, she knelt down and grabbed my shoulders. "Baby, mommy has to go away for a while," she said, tears streaming. "I can't live like this anymore." I asked if I could come with her. She shook her head. "He'll never let you go." Dad found the suitcase. The fight that followed was the worst I'd ever heard. Glass breaking, mom screaming, dad's voice getting dangerous. I hid in my closet with my hands over my ears. When it got quiet, I crept out. Mom was on the living room floor, not moving. Dad was standing over her, breathing hard. "Look what you made me do," he said to me. The ambulance came. Dad told them mom fell down the stairs. At the hospital, when she finally woke up, dad was right there with his story. Mom just stared at the ceiling and nodded. After that, the recording stopped, but only because there was no one left for mom to call. Dad had isolated her completely. She moved through the house like a ghost. Sometimes I'd catch her looking at me with this hollow expression, like she was trying to remember who I used to be. Years passed. I got older and understood what I'd really done. The guilt ate at me every day. I'd helped him trap her, helped him cut off every lifeline she had. By the time I was old enough to realize the truth, it was too late. Mom had given up fighting. Now I'm 16, and mom still barely speaks to me. She goes through the motions of being a mother, but there's nothing behind her eyes. Dad doesn't need me to spy anymore. He broke her so completely that she polices herself now. Last week, I found an old photo of mom from before I was born. She was laughing, her eyes bright and full of life. I showed it to her, hoping to see some spark of recognition. She looked at it for a long time, then handed it back. "That person is gone," she said quietly. "Your father and I made sure of that. Dad still thinks he won. But I know the truth now. There was never any cheating, never any betrayal, except the one he forced me to commit against my own mother. He turned me into his weapon, and I was too young to understand what I was destroying until it was already gone."